Am I the asshole for not inviting my sister to my wedding? I, 30F, am getting married next week to my fiancée K, 30F. We've been engaged for a little over 2 years. Our plan was to get married way sooner and have a huge wedding like she always wanted. But I basically had a mental health crisis, not related to the wedding, that ended up with me being diagnosed with autism. After many therapy sessions and analysis, we decided to massively scale down the wedding to 30 people. My sister, 36F, along with my twin brother used to be extremely close until her wedding, 8 years ago. She asked me to be her mo. I helped her plan everything. But a month before her wedding, upon her seeing me kiss K in a public place, she asked me to step down as mo and tried to uninvite K. She was my brother's +1, but he said he wouldn't go without K, so sis relented. Now, sis knew K and I were a thing and had no problem with it. The reason for all that drama was that my BIL's family, not really him, are very religious. And they were paying for the everything as their wedding gift and didn't want me in the wedding party, and with that in mind I was fine with it. But then in the wedding we were seated in a table far away from everyone with relatives I barely knew and was very uncomfortable. K, who was also close to my sister, was very upset about whole thing, and sis and I started to drift apart since then. So when making our guest list I put all my immediate family, mom, dad, bro plus GF, sis plus Bill. Bro saw it and asked if I really wanted to invite sis after what she has done to me since her wedding, to which I dumbly replied, no, but isn't a wedding requirement to invite all my siblings? And he said, no really, you invite who you want to your wedding, you're having a small one, and if you do a list based on actual priority for you to be there I doubt she'll make the top 1,000, and he was right, so I didn't invite her. My parents are furious with me, sis feels hurt and disrespected, dad is saying he won't walk me down the aisle if sis is not there. How am I gonna get family pictures if sis is not there? That she invited me to hers. That I have to stop acting like a child and get over it. That if it isn't enough that some of their siblings or friends can't come. Kay says I can do whatever I want, that she personally wouldn't want her there, but it is my wedding too, so I can choose who I want there too. Am I the asshole? Edit. To clarify a few things, I'm not mad at my sister for asking me to step down. The problem is that the wedding was the beginning. Since then, she doesn't invite me over, or out or anywhere, or accepts my invitations. I'm not invited to the monthly family dinner at my parents' because now her in-laws are invited. My brother is invited. I can't go to my niece's birthday parties cause her in-laws are there. I barely know my niece. Sister and brother-in-law had the money to pay for their wedding themselves. I know Kasu I was planning the whole thing. Edit 2. I never told my sister why I didn't invite her. My parents assume is because we don't really get along since her wedding. Edit 3. I'm not sure about my parents being homophobes, they love K. Sometimes more than me, haha. She has always been like a fourth child. Her and my brother have been friends since kindergarten. Update. First I want to say that some of you feel like I'm excusing my parents' behavior. It's not my intent to do so. I have a very objective way of explaining things and I know a lot of the time sounds like I don't really care about it. But I do. A lot. My parents have hurt me a lot over the years. Now to the update. I just came back from my brother's apartment. I told him about the post and showed it to him. We had a conversation I was not expecting. So as I mentioned, Kay and my brother have been best friends since kindergarten. I didn't really had friends as a kid, just my brother, he's the social butterfly. So my parents and Kay's parents became friends as well and were friends until we started dating, when they started to drift apart. Now I remember all the time while growing up when mine and Kay's parents said that my brother and Kay were perfect for each other romantically, and my parents suggested numerous times to my brother to ask Kay out and he always said they were just friends and there were not other feelings there. He was the one who actually played matchmaker with us. So when Kay and I were together my parents weren't happy, but they always hold hope that Kay would realize that my brother is the one for her. Then we got engaged and my parents chewed him out for letting it come this far. He didn't wanted to tell me this before because he didn't want me to get hurt even more by them. So they always showed love for Kay because they did want her as their daughter-in-law, just not by marrying me. Not the asshole. Your brother is right. It's your wedding. Yours and your partner's day. You invite who you want to be there and share it with. You're an adult. Not a kid who is forced to invite everyone to your birthday party. Your choice, not theirs. Aside from the Mo thing, you don't get invited to family dinners or celebrate with your niece. These people are not treating you like a member of the family. The only one I see that deserves to be at your wedding is your brother. He is 100% correct in saying this is your wedding and you should absolutely invite only the people you want there. People who will celebrate this wonderful day with you. You are worth it. Not the asshole. Not the asshole. I get where you're coming from. Also, if your fiancé really doesn't want her there, you would be honoring her decision. But ultimately this is just going to cause a bigger rift in your family. Seat her in the boonies. Hope you can work things out. Why do your parent not invite you to their monthly dinners? Have you asked them? Just because her in-laws are there shouldn't matter. It's their house and you are their child. Not the asshole. Sorry, I'd have been raging Abid, asking why it's okay for them to exclude you at your parents' family meals just because your entitled sisters-in-laws are homophobic. I'd be sitting them down and calmly explaining her actions, and theirs has culminated in them sidelining you. So sorry, but not sure why they expect you to prioritize their wants, Abid, needs and feelings on your day. And if they choose to pick sides like they already have, Abid, not come, then I'd be going NC, seeing as how they are halfway their ex. Plus send then this link. Am I the asshole for yelling at my dad to take me to the doctors? I'm currently at the age where I'm still growing, I think, at least. I've been doing a ton of sports for years. I exercise frequently and I'm in pretty good shape. But for the past, let's say, around 2 years, I've had horrible pains with my joints. My knees are in such bad condition that I have a lot of struggle bending my knees to shoot a basketball or diving to save a volleyball. I can barely jump in track and field without my knees popping, and I have to sit out for 5 minutes. I also can't run well because of my knees and my ankles. To top it off, my hips are also in bad condition. I can't stretch because when I do, my hip feels like it's about to dislocate and I have to quickly stop because when I do stretch my hip gets locked in place and I double down in pain. I haven't brought it up to my dad until today and he told me I was overreacting. He told me, "Are you sure you aren't overthinking it and it's not just growing pain?" Which I told him I was sure, because I haven't grown much at all in the last year. He then proceeded to tell me, "Well, you're doing a lot of sports, maybe you aren't warming up enough." Even though I go through 25 minutes of warm-up every time I do any sports-related thing. He then told me I was just exaggerating my pain. I'm not. I feel like a grandma. My everything hurts so bad. He got me knee braces online a few weeks back when I told him that my knee hurt a little, and they've helped a bit, but my coach told me I should consult a doctor if I use knee braces. I relayed this to my dad and he just doesn't believe me. So I did what any distraught and angry teenager would do, and I flipped out and yelled. I told him some really rude things about him which I take full responsibility for. I called him things about how he wouldn't understand because he never does activities like me. I told him he never did as many sports as me with the pains I did. It was far, but I was angry and I still am. I would never exaggerate about how excruciating the pain I am in was, and the fact that he made me feel like I was just overreacting made me livid. I yelled and yelled, going on about his weight and his asthma and how even though he passed it on to me I still did sports. He went to his room silent, and now my sister is consoling him and telling me to apologize. She's siding with him, saying that I'm being an asshole and I'm over-exaggerating in order to get some attention. My brother is also siding with them, saying that even if I was in pain I should have just dealt with it instead of lashing out. I'm still incredibly angry and I'm not apologizing for wanting to go to the doctors just to get my joints checked out. I want to continue doing sports and I can't if every step I take makes me want to break down crying. I do admit I went a little far insulting my dad, but he wouldn't listen to me and he never will. Too long did not read. My dad told me I was over-exaggerating about my joint pain, so I called him some really nasty things and now he's sad and I'm mad. So, am I the asshole? Edit. This was a bit of a rant, and I wanted to mention that I told him about everything in extensive detail. From where it started, how it feels, how my friends think about it, what I think about it, the research I've done on it and what my diagnosis is, etc. Thanks for the comments so far, I appreciate what everyone's telling me. Edit number 2. I'd also like to mention that I haven't been to the doctor in maybe 3 years. And that was because of something as horrible as now. He brought me then cause I pestered him for a month and I feel like I shouldn't have to, hence the reason I lashed out on him. I'm probably going to apologize when he wakes up. Thanks for your guys' opinions. Not the asshole, you should have been having regular checkups with your pediatrician all along. If your father has not been providing medical care all these years, then he is even more of an asshole for that than for dismissing your current pleas for assistance. If he will not take you to a doctor immediately, please report your issues to a mandated reporter at your school, such as a guidance counselor, teacher or coach. This is medical neglect and it could have long-standing consequences for your health if your problems are not addressed quickly. Maybe there's more to this story. Why does your sister assume you're doing this for attention? Regardless, I'm going to say not the asshole. Your dad automatically assumed you were exaggerating and your sister thinks you're trying to get attention. Which isn't great and extremely shitty. But going off about his weight wasn't a good look either. However, if your coach said you should consult a doctor, get him to write a note or have him call your dad to explain to him what he has seen over the course of many months with your joint pains. If your dad refuses to take you still, then you're definitely not the asshole and your dad is refusing medical care. Not the asshole, what your dad is doing is medical neglect. Can you get your coach to back you up? You lashed out because you're in pain. Definitely apologize, but make sure he understands that you truly are in a lot of pain and need to see a doctor. He has to step up here. Not the asshole. Talk to your coach and tell your father refuses to take you to the doctor and you are in pain. You need to talk to someone because this is not normal and he is neglecting you. Am I the asshole for not leaving the apartment so my roommate can have a booty call over? I find myself in yet another apartment situation, and need Reddit to decide the winning vote. So I live in a fairly expensive apartment complex with my longtime friend and my husband. Husband and I share the master, which includes our own bathroom. After the rent and included fees we pay around $2,000 plus a month just for our room. Friend has her own room with a separate bathroom which is her own. We all pay our equal portions of the rent and on time as we agreed on. Lately my friend has decided to enter the dating scene. Totally cool and supportive of that. She's a great person who deserves all of the happiness in the world. Most of these dates end in booty calls, which, hey, it ain't my thing, but more power to her. The first few times she wanted the whole apartment to herself. Being that she just started dating again, I was cool with it. It was summer break and I was out of school and only working part-time, and I let her know that it was fine until I resumed my full-time schedule. Husband wasn't so stoked about it, but I nudged him to be more understanding. He used to be a ladies' man himself, so tears of joy, plus he was hardly home while this was going on. This would go on once or twice a week throughout my break. The problem is this. I am now working full-time and have returned to school part-time to become a nurse. Husband recently got a promotion at his job as well. We both work full-time and I go to school, and we are both very tired at the end of the day. Plus, during the week it's our only time together. Despite warning my roommate, she is now wanting me to still leave the house so she can do her mattress workouts. I pay a butt-ton of money for this apartment and I just want to come home and relax when I get home from work. I'm also disabled and have health issues on top of all this. I've offered to put her up in a nice hotel once a week, but she's adamant about having these men in her room. I'm not critical of her lifestyle at all. It's her choice to date around as much as she wants. However, I shouldn't have to leave last minute every time she wants to get it on. I don't feel particularly great about having a revolving door of strangers coming in our place, but I'm not freaked out by sex noises or anything. We discussed this arrangement already. I was fine with it since I was on summer break from school and not working as much. She knew when I was going back to life stuff full time. Now she's mad and calling me a cockblocker. Am I the asshole? Edit. I have a security camera in my room and lock my room whenever I leave the house since I have important things in there. Thankfully she's not using my bed. Tears of joy. Also, we've never asked her to leave whenever we have our couple time. We also warned her this wasn't a forever arrangement. Update. Long story short. Last night I ended up fighting again, so I had it and told her again this was temporary, that she knew it wasn't forever, and that I only offered this since I wasn't busy. I told her cut the crap and adjust the attitude or we were moving out by the end of the lease. I also showed her the Reddit thread. She was speechless. Also, Sue, this morning she ended up getting tested after suspicious symptoms and now has an STD. She promptly issued an apology to us. You can't make this stuff up, people. She won't be having anyone over for a long time. But husband wanted to start looking for a house with just the two of us, so I told him sounds good to me. Tears of joy. Thanks to Reddit for all of the input. Some had different opinions and that's totally okay. Some of the responses were hilarious. Have a good one, everyone. Not the asshole. Having roommates means respecting that they have their own lives and she doesn't get to dictate them no matter how fast, weird, and loud she likes it. Not the asshole. You pay rent and no one has the right to kick you out. Case closed. Not the asshole. Is this the first time your roommate has had roommates? If you want to screw in your apartment, you have to either accept that you don't get the whole place to yourself, or you bang in a car. Not the asshole. Why do you need to leave your home at all? Do her dates think she lives alone? They are using her bedroom. The expectation could be that she asks you to hang in your bedroom, but expecting you to leave the apartment entirely so she can have sex with her date was inappropriate the first time she asked. Not the asshole. How old is this person that they can't even have sex if their roommate is home? Like, what do they need your bedroom for sex? The entitlement some people have is unreal. Am I the asshole for ruining my brother's conference? My M33 younger brother, M27, has been working on getting his PhD in microbiology for the past 3 years. Bro was invited to present at a pretty prestigious health conference in the city. Me and him both live in. He lives alone about 10 minutes drive away, while I live with my wife, F33. As my wife and I also work in healthcare, we were also invited to attend. My brother was super nervous to present there and wanted to go there very, very early. Since I knew me and my wife would also be going, I insisted that we give him a ride. He reluctantly agreed and cancelled his Uber. The morning of, I wanted to go to my brother later than we agreed to meet. This because I thought that if he showed up so early, he would just be nervous, as there wouldn't be anything for him to do after he set up. My wife wanted us to go to my brother at the time we originally agreed to meet, and told me that my line of thinking made no sense, and would only stress him more. I didn't want to argue with her, so instead I took extra time getting ready. As we were leaving, he called me and sounded super impatient, asking where I was. I said I'd be there in soon. Unfortunately, traffic slowed us down quite a bit. We arrived at my brother's apartment around 20 minutes after the call, with him already waiting outside. He just got into the car and didn't say much the entire trip, making the whole ride awkward. When we got to the conference, brother didn't thank me for the ride and instead said he had to rush to set up with his supervisor over the course of the conference. But my wife kept saying I apologize to brother if I see him, but I told her that it wasn't necessary, as never hold grudges. After the conference concluded, he texted me saying he wasn't feeling well and decided to go home instead of waiting for us and catching a ride with us back. He also told me that his supervisor chewed him out for being late, and I felt that this was a bit dramatic and backhanded. I asked him if he wanted to have dinner with us, but he declined. Am I the asshole? Edit 1. I've tried calling him this morning, but he hasn't returned any of my calls. He did, however, pick up when my wife called, as she wanted to check in on him. I understand that he may be offended by doesn't he share a degree of responsibility when it comes setting things right? Edit 2. Got off the phone with my mother, F59. She told me that she'd cut off all contact with me if I didn't apologize ASAP, and even if I did, she may still cut off contact if my brother doesn't think the apology is good enough. She didn't wait for me to explain myself and instead hung up once she finished. She hasn't been answering my calls since. Edit 3. I texted my brother saying, sorry to inconvenience you yesterday, I meant to be helpful. Since I sent it on WhatsApp, I saw he read the message but only responded 2 hours afterwards. I did think it was a little strange that he took such a long time to respond. His response was just, it's okay. I talked to him a while after on the phone. He was pretty quiet most of the call but did say he accepted my apology. I insisted that we give him a ride. I wanted to go to my brother later than we agreed to meet. I didn't want to argue with her, so instead I took extra time getting ready. I said I'd be there in soon. Unfortunately, traffic slowed us down quite a bit. I told her that it wasn't necessary, as he never hold grudges. Wow. Were you consciously setting up your brother for failure? You are the asshole? You are the asshole. You sound insufferable. You are the asshole. Why offer him a ride and then purposefully go later than arranged? It sounds as if you weren't the center of attention, so sabotaged his chance to be. You agreed on a time and then purposely delayed because you think you know his needs better than him? Major, you are the asshole. You are the asshole. What on earth, dude? How can you give yourself the right to assume that it's best for your brother to go to his conference when you see fit? You had an agreed meeting time. You had one freaking job. Frankly, I'm surprised you're married and there's someone out there willing to tolerate your arrogance and self-righteousness. AHX 150